Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Thursday, November 10, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Marquette Golden Eagles vs Central Michigan Chippewas. The Central Michigan Chippewas should be an improved squad this year. They returned their top scorer from 2021 to 2022 in Kevin Miller, who has the ability to take over a game and average 13.1 ppg in his freshman year. Marquette is not a contender. They only went 11-8 in Big East play last season, and they are going to be near the bottom of the Big East standings this season. They lost their top two scorers who combined to average 30 ppg. Furthermore, Central Michigan has a big team. Forwards Miroslav Stafl and Nicholas Pavred are each 6'11" and are going to see more playing time this season. I mention this because of Marquette's rebounding. They were a poor rebounding team last year, posting a negative rebounding margin by over 4 boards per game. Marquette only beat Radford by 10 points on Monday. Take Central Michigan plus 17.5 points. Both teams can score the ball in bunches. Marquette showed that they could score almost 80 points in their opening game. The Golden Eagles will hover around that mark all night. Central Michigan scored 88 points in their exhibition match. The Chippewas will lose big on Thursday night, but they will be able to put up enough points for the over to hit. The over hit in Marquette's first game of the season versus Rider. Take the over. Cincinnati Bearcats vs Cleveland State Vikings. Cincinnati is a heavy favorite in this game, but that has not stopped the early betting action from being all over the Bearcats. Cleveland State is not the favorite to win its conference after cutting down the nets in back-to-back seasons, and it certainly showed in its season opener. The Vikings lost to a Division II program, which will not inspire any confidence heading into this matchup in a tough environment. Cincinnati had hoped the addition of Noli would be just what it needed to make big gains this season, and that appeared to be the case in the opener. The Bearcats have 3 high-level scorers, and their press defense will allow them to open up a big lead quickly. Take the Cincinnati minus 19.5 points. The Cincinnati Bearcats are an extremely talented program and are in the second season of the Wes Miller era, and they are not going to get beat defensively. In their opening game, they scored a total of 98 points, but their passing was elite as they had 24 assists on 37 made baskets. They are being led by senior guard David DeJulius as he finished with 24 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals in 25 minutes. The Cincinnati Bearcats are going to be suffocating on the defensive side of the floor in this matchup against the Cleveland State Vikings, and they are not going to allow many points to the Cleveland State Vikings. The Vikings are going to be better than the fouling they did in the opener, and now these teams are going to be able to force misses here. The under has hit in 6 of the last 8 Vikings against teams with a .600 plus winning percentage, as well as in 4 of the previous 5 Bearcats games after a 20-plus point win, so go with the under as the better play. Take the under 139.5 points. Kansas Jayhawks vs North Dakota State Bison. The North Dakota State Bisons finished last season at 23-10 overall and 13-5 in a highly competitive Summit League. They finished a game out of earning the league's automatic bye after falling in the Summit League title game. It will be a new campaign for sure this year, with 5 key members of last year's rotation, including 3 starters, entered the transfer portal. Now it will be up to head coach David Richman to develop another winning squad. The defending national champion Kansas Jayhawks will try to be the first team to repeat as national champions since Florida turned the trick in 2006 to 2007. The Jayhawks will have to start their defense without head coach Bill Self, who will miss the team's first 4 games in a school-imposed suspension for perceived violations that are still under investigation by the NCAA. The Jayhawks returned 2 starters from last year's title team, Dawin Harris and Jalen Wilson. The starting lineup will be completed by 6'6" transfer Kevin McCullough and 6'8" freshman guard Grady Dick. Self will round out the starting five with another freshman, Ernest Udit. Self is ready to give it a go for another title this season. The Jayhawks are 48-2 at home in their last 50 games, a trend that certainly won't end with this matchup. Kansas came out of the gate with a good shooting performance against Omaha, both from long range and the perimeter overall. The Bisons, meanwhile, struggled against Arkansas while shooting well under 40% from the field. The Jayhawks give the Bisons another team with great length and half-court pressure that will bother their perimeter shooting. Freshman Grady Dick made a splash with 23 points and looks like the heir apparent to a string of quality Kansas wing players. The Jayhawks will dominate the glass and dominate the game's tempo and pull away for a big win. Kansas just missed covering a larger spread in the opener, but expect them to get past a large spread in this game, with another game under the belts of a developing rotation. Take the Jayhawks minus the points. The Bison lost 4 starters, but returns 5 players from last year's squad. They are led by junior forward Grant Nelson, who scored 17 points on 55.6% shooting against Arkansas. He's joined in the starting lineup by guard Bowden Skunberg, who also scored 17 in the season opener, junior point guard Luke Yoder, a transfer from Illinois Wesleyan, sophomore forward Andrew Morgan, and freshman Lance Waddles. Typically reliable from the floor, the Bison couldn't find the bottom of the net against the Razorbacks. NDSU shot 33.9% overall and 23.8% from three-point range. Waddles and Skunberg went a combined 2 for 11 from 3, while the bench contributed just 12 total points. That won't be enough to rock Kansas's world and come away with the upset win in their second game of the season. The under is 6-1 in North Dakota State's last 7 games, following a straight-up loss and 4-0 in its last 4 road games. The Jayhawks boast a talent advantage, but it remains to be seen if they'll be a top 25 scoring unit again in 2022-23. The Bison and Jayhawks played at a slower pace last season, ranking 179th and 100th, respectively. I don't expect Dick to carry this team night in and night out, as the young Jayhawks have a lot of talented mouths to feed, and we all see how quickly the transfer portal fills up when hungry players aren't getting their fair share. More mouths to feed leads to more broken possessions, illogical playing rotations, and star-hungry minutes. I'm a fan of both of these programs, but neither is going to be cutting down the nets this season. I'll take the under bet in a more tightly contested game than the odds suggest.